Hello, I'm Adriana. I'm a Master SoulPath Teacher and Guide. Today's reading, I'm opening up to the higher guidance, asking them to send through messages that will help us on our next stage, on the next phase of our journey, something that's really relevant to you at this time. So let's go ahead. I'm using a deck that I have not used in a while. This is the Druidcraft Tarot, and interested to see what messages are going to come out for you. Okay, I will show you the cards as I'm talking about them. I am laying out my favorite modified Celtic cross reading, and we'll go through it as it comes up. Okay. You right now are represented by the Nine of Cups. Oh, liking these cards. Little look there. All right. Okay, guys, where do we start? Nine of Cups, calling in the heart's desire. That's where you are right now. And I think that your heart's desire is actually going to surprise you. It's not your head's desire, it's truly your heart's desire. And the difference between that is what you really want versus what you think you want. What we think we want is generally based on things that we've seen in others or conclusions we've made about the outside world. And we take that information in, and then we try to generate a feeling or generate a manifestation based on that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I do believe that we are born kind of pre-programmed with certain desires already that our soul has been asking for us to fulfill. And that's what I feel is going on with the Nine of Cups, that your soul is actually trying to talk to you and say, hey, this is a new desire that you've maybe forgot about or you didn't realize you had. And how will you know? How will you know that you're in touch with that soul's desire? It could be through the magic of synchronicities. It could be through dream language. I think it's going to be like a forgotten knowing. It's like you're going to go into a room and turn around and be like, oh my goodness, this is what I actually want. It's an inner moment, and I think it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. But the point is that be open to it. Be open, because when the soul speaks, it's generally not what we think, you know? And so the challenge here, Ace of Pentacles, is the outside world, the material world. So again, looking on the outside, thinking about what we should want or what makes sense for us to want. Ace of Pentacles is saying a couple things to me. It's saying that on one hand, you're not quite sure how to either get in touch with this desire, or once you know the desire, you're not sure what to do next. But I think it's also a preoccupation with the material world, thinking that you need to receive something from the material world in order to have that heart's desire. And it's the opposite. You actually need to go inward to find what that heart's desire is so that you can pull it towards you, right? It's fulfilling yourself from the inside out rather than the outside in. And we have in the future, I do think that you come in touch with that heart's desire, the healing, the star, all that water brings you back to yourself, brings you back to that initial, original state. And something has to shift in you so that you're going to be receptive to that heart's desire. And I think Four of Swords it's like good and bad. You've been meditating, you've been trying to create some mind space to connect within yourself. But I think that the Swords card here is actually saying we need to go deeper. We need to go deeper into the emotions. You need to go to a place that's beyond your mind, that's deeper inward than your mind, because the star here is such a deep It's like a deep cosmic healing. And again, this is soul speak happening right now. And what's going on in your conscious and your subconscious right now is really interesting. Consciously, we have 8 of Cups. Subconsciously, we have 9 of Swords. And this is a really crucial contrast of energies, because 8 of Cups is saying, okay, I understand that I need to go deeper into my emotions. I understand that I need to really do some searching, because where you are right now is not emotionally fulfilling. But the 9 of Swords is almost like a shield or a protective armor saying, but I don't want to go to a certain spot. There's a certain spot inside of me where I don't want to go. I want to keep the door locked there. I want to keep the key turned so we don't ever see. The 9 of Swords for you also is about holding on to past grief, that there's a part of you that's afraid to let that go. And this is all very understandable. It makes a lot of sense, because that keeping this door locked or keeping this desire hidden has protected you. There's something about how if you don't allow this desire out, if you don't let it be known or you don't show it to the world, then you know it won't be met, but you can control that, right? Because if you never show it, then it just, you know it's going to happen. So let's say, I'm trying to think of something that's profound. Let's say you really, really want a loving, respectful relationship. And this is a deep, deep heart's desire, but you never tell anyone about it. And you never actually go out looking for a deeply respectful, deeply loving relationship. Because you know, if you don't go out looking for it, then it's probably not going to come to you. So you're in control of that. That's much better than putting yourself out there and getting disappointed, right? So that's what the ego thinks. But right now the soul is saying, hey, I want you to wake up. I want you to listen to this, because to live without fulfillment, to live without love and without even trying, that's not going to do it for you. That's why you're feeling a bit empty or trying to grab at that material world a little too much. You're not feeling truly full and content. And the interesting thing is, it's not about actually even receiving the desire so much as it is about allowing yourself to be open to yourself, allowing yourself to hear yourself and be vulnerable with yourself, and to really respect what yourself is asking for. In this overprotective state, you're actually disrespecting yourself, because it's like you're not allowing yourself to speak, or you're not allowing yourself to express what it is that you really want. So self-protection is actually self-harm in this case. So message from the higher self is rebirth. And I like this a lot with the star, because it's like a purification and a cleansing, where the old self is reborn, that the old limitations and the old, I'm just going to stick with limitations, that the old limitations are falling away. And this is also a call. This is like a spiritual awakening, or the soul waking you up, saying, hey, look, it's time. This desire is waking up. This is another confirmation of everything we've been saying. It's time to face this desire. It's time to get okay with it. And the bunny rabbit on this card is talking about fertility, as well as the star here. So it's like a fertile time for your desires to come through. Now, in the outside world, got the 5 of Wands. What's going on here with the 5 of Wands? Actually, kind of would like to clarify this. 10 of Swords was our clarification. So, what is the external influence here? So you are so different from those around you, and what you want is so different from those around you. This is almost like taking yourself out of the fray, taking yourself out of the group or the line of fire, whatever you want to say about it. It's holding yourself on the side and saying, you know what, I'm different. I want something different than what's going on here. The star is associated with Aquarius, and the highest evolution of Aquarius talks about the embracing of individuality, and that was a lot of words, so let's kind of let's shorten the words. It's like being yourself, being your weird self, and being okay with it, and being okay with everyone else's weird self. And Aquarius is just be who you are and don't apologize, don't shirk away from it. It's because it's ruled by Uranus, it's okay with eccentricity. It's okay with things that shake up the status quo and things. And that's what I feel like is happening here, is that you're realizing this desire takes you out of the status quo. It takes you out of the expected or the tried and true, what everyone else has been doing. Maybe also the family story, what your family has been doing or what they think is right or valuable, or the path. This is about listening to yourself, Queen of Pentacles, following your own rhythm, following the beat of your own drum, and being very grounded about it, being very honest about it, and taking care of yourself in that way. So how we talked about before, that self-protection, that, you know, guarding against being disappointed or hurt is turning into self-harm. This Queen of Pentacles is encouraging you towards self-care, acknowledging the desire, nourishing it, nourishing yourself for having the desire, unapologetically having this desire, and going for it. That's what the Queen of Pentacles gives you the support for. And you can be the support for yourself. In fact, it's important that you are the support for yourself first and foremost, that you don't depend on someone else. But the Queen of Pentacles also says to me that you've got support for being different. You can keep going with this different path because there is someone who believes in you and who understands also what you're going through. And I do believe, King of Wands, I do believe that you choose to follow your heart. I do believe that you choose to follow this desire and you go after it. And that you actually find yourself being a leader in this. Not so much shunned or cast out. It's that you're actually seen as a hero in a way, or you're seen as courageous for taking that first step, for saying to people, you don't have to be afraid, we can go ahead and do this. It's really a special thing that happens, and what it does is it inspires other people to go after it. It inspires other people to follow their dreams, to follow their soul's calling, to follow their soul's desire. Have you ever seen like a podcast or, I don't know, a TV show, or just met someone who is so in love and so passionate about what they do that you feel inspired either to learn more about what they're doing or inspired to follow your own passion? That's the kind of effect that this whole process is going to have. So even though you're having to fight with yourself, and even though you're having to really challenge yourself, it is going to help other people in the end. It's not just about you. It's about when one person steps forward, other people are encouraged to step forward as well. It takes kind of the first person to break the ice or crack the eggshell. But you perhaps are going to get to be this person. And that's a really exciting thing. So inner work, supporting your desire, going after your desire, being open to that desire, not forcing it from your head, but just being open to it, supporting it, and then following it. All right, that is what we're being encouraged to do right now. And like I said, we have a lot of support. This is about growth. I will get one message from the Oracle cards just to close this. infinite blessings, so we can't put a foot wrong here. So this is about opening, again, being open to that desire, being open to the places it's going to take you, and being open to the way it's going to change your life with everything good that it's about to shower on you. All right. Thank you, my friend, for joining me. If you'd like a reading, please reach out, soulguidancewithAdriana.com. I also do couples and readings for kids. So if you want to know your child's soul path and how you can best support them, this is a really, really great tool for you. So again, soulguidancewithAdriana.com. Link is in the description below, and I will see you soon.